Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Father Batina and I am your host for today's talk series that we are going to be talking about the Calgary homelessness here in Calgary, particularly the homelessness among the people of African descent. Canada has been a home for many nationalities. People from different parts of the world have called Canada home. Canada have advertised itself as a home to many. And a lot of people do a lot, research and invest a lot for them to come to Canada to make it home. However, as people migrate from different parts of the world, all the way coming to this place, which they are trying to secure their future, which they are trying to secure the future of their children, which they are trying to find better living conditions. Sometimes people are running away from the reigns of war and violence, but they find themselves calling Canada home. As home to many of different backgrounds, and as home to many immigrants, Canada has accepted all walks of people from different backgrounds. But as people come, there is also things that are expected of the new immigrants, and there's also things that shook or that comes as a surprise to the people that are migrating here. So the culture shock, the difference of living and the expectations when you land here and your living conditions changes. Sometimes you come from a country where you have done so well in your respective career, but when you come here, it kind of like you're going backwards. So by doing so, it can cause a toll on the families, it can cause a toll on the individuals, it can even cause some of the things, known or not known, as people react to different situations differently. As many Africans do come here and make Canada home, I would like to explore and look into this aspect of Africans as they have come to settle down in this lands. When they come here, they have high hopes and aspirations to make Canada home. As they come here, they have all the things and the sky is the limit. There is some programs that are there to help people ease in as they migrate and make Canada home. But allow me to take this time to talk about homelessness. This can happen to anyone, young, old, and everything in between. Sometimes you find yourself in a position where you need help that you don't see coming. It can be either perpetrated by domestic violence, it can be either fatigue, or it can be anything. The causes are so many. However, at some point, people have to get married, have to have kids. The way we raise kids here in Canada is different from majority of our places in Africa. So it comes with some responsibilities and the like. With the rising inflation that is happening at the moment, you find that some people end up have to work 2 jobs, or sometimes they have to hop from one job to another. And in hopes to try to pay for childcare and all the living conditions, they end up outsourcing the parenting to day homes before and after school. Not that these programs are bad, but they come handy because they provide the much needed oversight on the children as the parents are busy running around to make ends meet. However, some of the people find themselves in this predicament that they need to work to cater for their kids, but at the same time they don't have much time to be parents. Different people held different views about this, but it is one of the causes that as the children grow up without the direct supervision of their parents, leaving it to the hopes of the internet and anything available to take care of the kids. Some of them, they end up being introduced to drugs and to some other things whereby they lose focus. By the time the parents understood or get to know that their children are in these kind of things, sometimes it might be too late. They might involve the police, the social workers, the addictions specialists and the like. But sometimes it might be too late because some of these kids, they drop out of school, then they found themselves making home without a home. The street becomes their home. The street becomes everything that they have to do. Some of them have grown to love the streets, that even all the efforts that we might put in place in trying to eradicate the homelessness, it will go in vain. The city of Calgary have done quite a number of programs in trying to help people get out of the streets. But in as much as they try, some of them in a matter of 2-3 months, they are back again in the streets. One might wonder, we will ever be able to find solutions? I don't know. I hope that one day we can find a solution, because one person off the street, it's better. It's a moment of joy. However, we need to work together. Different point of view, different avenues to try and look together. As Africans, we know we believe in Ubuntu. We need to help each other. We need to carry each other's cross. However, it is not as easy as it looks, as there is quite a number of things involved. Like I said, some find the streets being their home. They are way more comfortable in the streets than they are in the home. But let's take a pause. Are we, as a community, doing enough to try to minimize these effects? Are we, together as a community, doing enough to try to find solutions? Yes, the government have done its fair share. We have private citizens and some other organizations that have invested quite a number of things in trying to help our brothers and sisters living in the streets. Sometimes they are at the mercy of the hands of the police. Sometimes they are at the mercy of the well-wishers that brings food for them to eat. While all these things are there to try and preserve life, what else can we do? Are we doing enough? Are we having enough information? Because one day it can be your child, one day it can be your parent, or one day it can be you. So it is very much important and good that whilst we can, we try to minimize and avoid and find solutions to these kind of things. So in the next episodes, we'll be talking much about different scenarios. We'll try to get people who are involved in the day-to-day, hands-on, dealing with the people that find themselves without a place to call home. It is of my interest that I need to look, understand, and hear what are the stories of these people. What have driven them to be where they are? Is there any hope? Is there anything that we can do? We might not have all the answers. We might not have the solutions. But I believe that when we come together and look and work together, the burden is lighter. It is my hope and my desire that one day we will live in a place where each one of us have an interest and able to give a helping hand. It is also true that we might not be able to save everybody. It is also true that some of them, they might have mental health challenges. It is also true that some of them might be drug addicts. But in Shona, not akazara. Unosekera mwapa. These are the challenges that we face. Coupled with us being Africans, we have some dignity and values that we need to protect. Sometimes we suffer in silence because we are so much afraid to ask for help. Sometimes we take the available help not so serious because we are afraid of the stigma. We are afraid what one of us is going to say, that my son, my daughter is being involved in drugs. But it is better for us to come together and help each other so that we have less and less people being on the streets and being affected by the pandemic of drugs. Yes, we have relatives here and back home. Sometimes we are not very much forthcoming to our relatives back home. We pretend as if everything is okay. We smile, but deep down we are hating. It is time that we need to speak up. It is time that we need to come together. It is time that together we need to look at this challenge that is on our fingertips. We need to look at it from an African point of view. We need to look at it from our cultural point of view. We need to look at it from the Canadian culture point of view. When we put all these point of views together, I'm sure we'll be heading in the right direction. How long it's going to take, I don't know. But when we start heading in the right direction, We are assured that our children will not fall victims of this. We are assured that our brothers and sisters will be in a better place. We cannot do these things in isolation of others. We have to work with the police, we have to work with the government, we have to work with community associations. And all of us, when we come together and we look at this, maybe, just maybe, if we change our approach, you might be able to reduce it by 1. Or maybe there's enough resources, but we are not aware of them. Or maybe we just need to open our eyes and help a brother. As we continue to be discussing on the next episodes to come, on this series that we are going to call A Home Without a Home, the road we are going to walk, the mountains we are going to climb, the oceans we are going to sail. I hope that one day we can sing with praise that we have helped a brother, we have minimized it, we have come this far. I'm sure we can all do it, and we can do the best. And as always, my name is Father Batina. I'm your host today. If you are new here, kindly like and subscribe to this channel, as I'm going to be posting more and more as we are going to have discussion about this homeless challenge that we find ourselves facing in the hearts of Calgary, here in Alberta, in the land of Canada. Thank you.